standing at platform 2 is the Bristolian service. Next train to arrive at platform 1 is the Devon Bow service.
Several questions about the Z21 control system, so I thought I'd answer them. Let me move this around to the front so you can see the number on it. I got the black one. There's a white one too. I really don't know much about it. It's less expensive, but I don't think it's quite as capable as the black box. The router was in the box with the Z21, and since there was a fair delay between the time I ordered it and the time it finally arrived, what I did is I went out on the internet and I downloaded the manual, which is in I don't know, a bunch of languages. And the section in English is not that long. I'm just guessing, I'm not counting, and maybe 15 pages or so. Pretty simple stuff. So the router you set up, you have to hook it up to your laptop and set it up like a normal router. Pretty self-explanatory. There's a little disk you put in there and everything kind of happens automatically. If it doesn't start automatically, you just go on the disk through your file system and click setup. So that's one part of it, and that's pretty easy. It's not connected to the internet or anything. It's just connected to the dedicated station for the Z21. You could connect it to the internet, but interestingly, I believe you connect the internet to the black box and not to the router. It doesn't need the internet to work. So what you have to do is go into your settings on your phone, either Android or I have an Apple, and go to Wi-Fi and pick it and put in the password that you've selected, and then your phone is connected. So then you download the app, which is pretty painless, and you get this. Now you need a picture. Oh, let's see. For setting up locomotives, you go to Settings, Railed Vehicles, and down at the bottom is an Add New button. Those are mine. And what I had done beforehand, since I knew this was coming and what was going to be expected, I just gathered together on the internet a bunch of little tiny thumbnails of the various locomotives that I wanted to put on this, and had them and emailed them to myself so that I had them on my phone. I saved them all to my phone. So when you add a new one, and just for fun we can do that, hope you can see this, add new, and then you tell it, I don't know if you can see that or not, you tell it what you want to add, you know, wagon, train, blah blah blah. All I've done is add locos, and that screen comes up. Then you tell it what you want to name the loco, tell it what address it's going to have. It doesn't program anything at this point, but if your locomotives are already programmed, then you can put whatever's in there. And then down at the bottom is Modify Functions. And here you just pick a function which will come up the first time, 0. You tell it what it is over here. There are a series, and I'll run back through them slowly. There are a series of icons that you pick, and once you've got one selected, and if it's not going to be clear, you can press that and then type in 3 letters. Be sure to press done when you're done. And you can test that function. Let's go over to one of mine that are already loaded so I can demonstrate. We'll go to the 50. It happens to be on the track. We'll go to Modify Functions. And if I selected this icon for starting the engine. Okay, so once I've selected that, if I want to test it, make sure it works. And it does. Just to be sure that whatever you've done, you know, there are other functions, you know, notch up, notch down, etc. And there's only one symbol for horn, but you can write on it long 1, long 2, or short 1, and there's a short 2 on this locomotive. So it's pretty easy. I had all my locomotives and all their settings and everything loaded in, and I had no idea what I was doing. Within about, you know, less than 4 hours. And I had no clue as to how to do it. I got a lot faster after I'd done 3 or 4. But the first, and I had to go back and correct because I didn't pick very good icons at first. I I had to standardize. I realized I needed to standardize on my layout so that all the same icon meant the same thing on all the locomotives. So there was a little bit of shuffling to do, not bad. And away you go. Easy as pie. Now, I can't demonstrate it because I only have the iPhone today. My wife has the iPad. But when you're in control, and this is the throttle is over here. That train's actually moving, so can't run it, let it stay very long. And then there's a nice conveniently located stop button, so if you're going and you need to stop, it'll stop it. You couldn't see that. So the throttle's here. Now if you want to stop, you hit that button there and it stops, you know, whatever your decoder is set for. Now if you have, my wife has the iPad today, but we hooked up her iPad to this and we're able to, over here, I exported all the settings for that are in the iPhone, and she imported all the settings onto her iPad, and then she had all the pictures and everything was on her iPad, plus she could have 2 throttles at the same time. I don't think I can. No, because it doesn't turn sideways on the phone. But I mean, I got to tell you, it is truly painless. And I've programmed some locomotives too. I did some programming. I got a couple new ones, and I have a programming track. So I just selected that, and you put in the CV number you want to read, click read, and then if you want to program it, you type in what you want and click program, and it does it. It just takes seconds. The other program I was using, it would take quite a while for it to finally program a CV. And I was quite pleased when this one just popped it in there and it was done. There was no problem at all. Of course, once you get your unit, you'll have this nice book. Full instructions, step by step. Pretty easy. I give them 5 stars.